So much. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the South Salt Lake Chamber Women in Business virtual happy hour. But stay tuned because maybe in the next one, we're going to be able to come in person. If you want, we're still going to have the virtual piece, but you might be able to come in person, which I think we're all really ready for. I'm going to let Teresa kind of give everyone a rundown on the agenda, and then we'll get started.
All right, y'all. So as you may know, we are doing this once a month, and we're so excited to be doing this at Level Crossing Brewing. So we are going to do breakout sessions because a couple of us really want to get to know each other, and this is our opportunity to do so. So how many of you guys bought drinks before this? Yes, thank you.
The happy hour.
So definitely have those with you. You're going to need them. You're going to want them. And then what we're going to do is break you out into 2 sessions so you can give a rundown, introduce yourselves. And then after about 5 minutes, we'll keep an eye out for the time. We'll go back into the main session to get some announcements from Gary, and then we'll pull it over to Mark. And then later on, you're going to hear from the South Salt Lake Arts Council. And so, yeah, we're going to get started. Michelle, would you?
So Michelle, first of all, has been nominated to be our technical director for the South Salt Lake Women in Business. She's amazing.
Yeah.
She's hosting this wonderful Zoom meeting, and she's going to break us all out now. Thank you, Michelle. We love you.
We're going to break them out randomly, so.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere. Gary Birdsall, Chamber, thanks for tuning in. This is our second one of these, and be on the lookout. Within about a week, we'll tell you we're going to be doing this in May. I'm just going to take just a sec to say, you already heard from Teresa and Terry how much I appreciate these guys. Women in Business Committee, the best one we do. And they've made my job so easy over the past, number of years I've been hanging around. I've been to the Chamber next week, 8 years. I don't know where the time. 2 years ago, I met a guy named Mark who invited me over to see a development where I'm standing now. It was sawdust and dirt and dust and filled me an old truck out back because they were going to make it a stage. Then ultimately, the mayor and I stood up there with Mark and cut a ribbon on him. It's been my pleasure to hang with this guy, and I look forward to introducing him now. And so tell us what you've been doing and why you do this.
Well, thank you for the wonderful introduction, Gary. Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining us. My name is Mark Medura, the owner of Level Crossing Brewing Company here in South Salt Lake. So just to add to Gary's sentiment, we're very proud to be in the city and working in the community, working with the community. And, we hope everybody's having a good time today. So I'll give you a little bit about myself and my dreams. And my background was in the whiskey industry for about 10 years with High West Distillery, a local Park City distillery. Worked hard there. We sold that. It allowed me to kind of do my own thing and choose what I wanted to do for the rest of my life. And here we are. So proud owner of a brewery here in South Salt Lake. And we have about a 90-seat tap room, wood-fired pizza, gourmet sandwiches, salads, all the fixings. So we'd love to host you guys someday.
Starting with a Suss It Out. Tell them all the beers you got.
Yeah, so I'm drinking what we call a Suss It Out. It's a rye IPA. We won a bronze medal at the Great American Beer Festival in 2019. We're only about 5 months old, so we're one of the younger breweries ever to win a medal at that festival. It's kind of the biggest festival in North America, so we're very proud of that. We have a couple other beers. We have Soul Rex, which is our double IPA. We have In the Pines, which is a hazy pale ale. We have the Look Up, which is our amber ale. It's named after the South Salt Lake water tower, and it's right next to our property. So we're very proud of that to bring in some of the gems in South Salt Lake. We have a lager called Jasmine. We have a bunch of different various draft beer as well. So very proud of our beer. I'm biased, but I love our beer. So love the pizza, best pizza in town as far as I'm concerned. So. What else should I say?
Well, tell about the start. How'd you pick this spot, right at the base of the water
I mean, honestly, it was about a 14-month process to find a building. Probably started in January 2017. That's when I started the company. As I was looking, you know, I needed certain requirements as far as ceiling height and doors and things like that as far as shipping and receiving. So my needs were pretty specific as far as building. And I found this building probably on a Sunday about 6 o'clock in the afternoon, and I had it under contract the next day. As we all know, commercial real estate is booming. Any real estate in this town is booming now, so we were very proud to get it. The city was very, very gracious and great to work with. Through the whole process, the planning commission, the city council, everything was just wonderful. Very proud to be here and proud to host a couple of the mayor and a couple of the city members. So yeah, it was a serendipitous kind of situation. We're very happy we're here.
We can always come back to ask people to call in with questions they might have for him.
Yeah. Can you put it in the message?
They heard it. Yeah.
Oh, they heard it.
You heard me. Okay.
I was curious about that. Is that a Pez collection that you have over there?
A pen collection?
Is that a Pez dispenser collection?
Is a Pez collector. He has over 3,000 Pez dispensers, so he changes them out depending on the season. Obviously, Easter recently, so
That's awesome.
You know, I'm from Philly, so there's my Phillies, my Philly fanatic.
Do you want to tell the red feather story?
Yeah, sure, absolutely. So we have a red feather in our logo. The red feather was an old family tradition of mine that my grandmother would leave an empty place setting at the dinner table. And it was just for in case somebody ever stopped by. It was a lost relative or a stranger or a weary traveler or whatever. So it was very symbolic that you're always welcome here. I wanted to incorporate that symbolism into our logo. We tell that story to all our customers as well. So,
I love it.
It's I wanted a very personal story to me, very genuine story. It's easy to tell.
Yeah.
When it's that genuine.
Love that.
Yeah, thank you.
And the name Level Crossing. I always love that story.
Yeah, the name Level Crossing, again, it's another, I grew up near a level crossing. It's an old dirt road meets a railroad crossing. Just back in, the pioneer days with wagons and vehicles like that, you had to find a level crossing to get over the tracks. I grew up near one. It was always kind of the meeting place where family reunions happen, and parties, and things like that. So a lot of childhood memories there. So again, it's symbolic for a meeting place. Before cell phones and all this, you had to meet at the corner of First and Main or some intersection somewhere. So we want everybody to meet at the level crossing.
If you want to know, I'm going to brag about the University of Utah, why I'm wearing my red today. The women's volleyball team is in the NCAAs tonight. I think they play at 8:30. And the women's gymnastics is in the NCAAs tomorrow, pretty sure at 4 o'clock. So a couple of really strong athletic teams, women athletic teams that are playing this week. So Google them, support them, and if you're lucky enough like me, have a beer. I'm going to introduce, again, I've told you I've been around here for 8 years now, and I've gotten to know Sharon Horry well, a key member of the mayor's staff, urban design director, and I found out, I'm not quite sure how many other hats she's wearing now, but a lot. She's going to just give you an update on a summary of what's going on in the city and the urban design district. And there is some creative industry zone, I'm sorry. But we have a lot going on in the city, more than you can see with the cranes that are putting up new buildings. There's even more, especially in the art zone. So Sharon, it's all yours.
Thank you. Cheers to everyone. I'm so happy I'm in this building with Mark and his crew. I'm jealous because when Mark talked about he found this building on a Sunday night, I got it on Monday. Well, we live next door in Public Works, and we've been living next door to it for 79 years, I think. And I had my eye on this property when these guys vacated. I said, oh, wouldn't that be a nice place to maybe put an art center? And the next thing I know, somebody's building something. But then they said, that's a brewery. And I said, that's better than an art center. More people will use that. So very grateful Level Crossing came here. But we're also really grateful just for the city we have and the interesting things that make up this neighborhood where Level Crossing and some of our breweries and distilleries have moved in. We just have a lot of old buildings, and they're old industrial buildings, and they're interesting, and they may not be perfect, but for a long time they were cheap, and they were flexible, and they were interesting to people. We say they don't make them like this anymore. They don't really build old concrete block buildings anymore. There's nothing special about them. But down the street from here, just a couple blocks, was Inner Block that manufactured concrete blocks for a century. They just got bought a couple years ago and turned into townhomes that we're super happy to have more kids in the neighborhood, people in the neighborhood. But these old buildings have a lot of new life in them, and people think they're cool and fun. And Mark was one of the first people to see that, and he also really reacted really strongly to our Mural Fest and some of the artists we brought in to paint these old buildings and these old walls. And when we talked about music, and he's a music fan, one of the first time I met Mark was because we got our hands on a really amazing muralist to do one of the first murals in our Mural Fest. Jan Hayworth did a mural on the little recording studio down the street. And Jan also did the Sgt. Pepper's mural downtown and had a relationship at that time with the Beatles and knew them. And then Mark heard that Jan Hayworth was in the neighborhood and said, oh my gosh, what? Yeah. This famous person, I have to meet her. And then he reeled her in and got him to do his mural inside the building here right behind the stage. So like there's a whole bunch of really creative and cool people in this neighborhood. And we just keep getting more of them and getting more things, putting them to work. I always say, people ask me, well, how are you guys doing this as a city? I said, well, we're actually not the ones doing it. We just keep getting good people coming here. And I think that's a credit to our city just wanting to be different and actually acting different and being very friendly to businesses and small businesses and having a lot of diversity in the city and celebrating it. So with that,
you're not done. I got suggestions.
I got lots of stuff I could talk about, but I was told originally I was going to talk a little bit about the arts on behalf of our Arts Council, Leslie Allen, and who is our Arts Council Director, who came up with the Mural Fest project and has been executing it for last few years. And we have our Mural Fest coming up the second weekend in, well, probably the third, it's May 15th. And we are doing a little different this year where we won't have one big group gathering. We're gonna have all of our murals done and kind of tours and individual smaller opportunities to meet the artist and get to see the art. So that's on our calendar. So if you go to sslarts.org, org.com, sslarts.com, sorry. What other questions do you have, Gary? So we've got a lot going on.
The Crafttoberfest.
Yeah.
Well, once Mural Fest is over, what's rolling out for the next 3 months?
Well, we hope we're having a 4th of July event this year. We are. The mayor is here, and she's been saying for a couple months we're having 4th of July. So we've always had a really fun small town parade. Hopefully we've got some great floats. We get kind of cute little, it's just very hometown. So maybe we'll get some arts going on at the parade this year. We also are hoping to have a Juneteenth event. We've had teenagers ask about it, and they are trying to plan something of their own with film and possibly making videos. World's turning to TikTok, so there's some ideas about that. So that's coming up. Another thing this fall is the second big project of the Arts Council is our Crafttoberfest, which celebrates the fact that we have craft in this neighborhood. You know, when people start looking at this neighborhood, I was part of that when we looked at our downtown neighborhood and said, so lots of artists and crafts type of people are here. We don't want them to go away, but as things get bought and things get built, where are they going to go? Well, a lot of them are moving right around where Mark is in this neighborhood, zoned a little bit differently and has a little bit different type of buildings. So we said, well, let's make sure people know that this is happening and there's an exciting energy down here, and let's do an event called Crafttoberfest that promotes the craft side of things. And luckily for us, there are 7 breweries and distilleries right around here. So we got to start by putting their wares on display and have some tents where you could go and sample beers and drinks. And then along with that, we've been doing a barrel painting project. We come into the Level Crossing. They have some really cool barrels painted by artists, but we have art activities there as well. That will be in October, but I don't know exactly what weekend yet. It's usually about the first weekend of October. Sort of an Oktoberfest meets craft fair, where the name came from. And then last but not least, sorry, I just lost my train of thought on that. Oh, both of those events, Mural Fest and Crafttoberfest, are going to be featured in a new app that we've developed for your phone. So you can go onto your phone and find these cool murals and businesses and go through like a virtual experience to find them. We have started the app already. It just takes a lot of time. And the mural side of it, we hope is going to be unveiled for Mural Fest. You can kind of have your guide to murals and the artists through that. And then our intention is, as we roll into Craftoberfest, that all of our breweries and distilleries and other crafts folks, people make furniture, people make art, get put into that system as well. So you can kind of take a tour of the neighborhood on your own or with friends and find all the cool things that are hidden behind doors. And I'm going to have one more thing. When our arts council director first came here, she did a project called Inside Out, which is kind of a worldwide project, but we called it Inside South Salt Lake because we knew the neighborhood, we knew what was behind all these doors, but nobody else knew what was behind all these doors. That's the fun thing about coming down to this neighborhood is if you kind of actually know where you're going, or if you have the app, you actually can hear the stories of what people do inside these buildings that just look like plain blank buildings, but there's a ton of creativity here, and we're building our reputation on that. Any other questions?
Can these people ask questions?
Yeah.
So there are a couple questions on the chat. We are open for in-building seating for dining. We have socially distanced tables. Yeah, we do. We still require masks. As you enter, all of our staff are wearing masks. You can take your mask off as you're actively eating and drinking. We still are doing, we have the Geeks Who Drink trivia on Mondays and the Breaking Bad bingo on Wednesdays. So Monday, Wednesdays, Friday, and Saturdays, we have either music or kind of a trivia or whatever. And then Tuesday, Thursdays, and Sundays are just kind of happy hours, I guess.
The bingo jackpot is
the bingo jackpot is now up to $1,500.
Wow. That's a lot of beer.
So that buys a lot of beer now. Wednesdays, every Wednesday.
If you found out your cool tent set up.
I was just going to say that.
Yeah,
that's a nice spot to go.
We got approval for stay. We've extended our seating into our parking lot, so we have an enclosed tent, soon to be not enclosed, just because the weather's getting warm, so we'll take the walls off. But it was heated for the winter, and that's where our live music is. That's actually where the trivia and the bingo is. So we have speakers out there. There's live music. If not, there's house music. So hopefully by end of April here, we could take the walls off and sun's out, buns out, I guess.
That's not the rule.
You said there was some stuff on the chat.
Well, I hope you're bowling down the street at Bondwood Bowl.
Yeah, please come down. Bondwood's literally a 2-minute walk, so you can do both. You can bowl and.
Don't give up your bowling habit.
Yeah, bowling's too much fun, but yeah, we'd love to have you, of course.
So Gary,
No.
I'm happy to. I just came to support Mark. So we've got some more. We've got a fun crowd here, and so we should introduce another couple people as we go through. Just meet everyone here.
Oh, okay. So you come on up here.
One of the first people I met back in 2013, Mayor Sheree Wood, running for re-election this fall, and we've got all the good reasons in the world to support her. So take a few minutes, Mayor.
Hey everybody, I just came by to say hi. I love supporting the chamber, and they've been huge supporters of mine. Didn't really come to take over the meeting, but I'm happy to answer any questions you guys may have. I've worked for the city since I was 19, so that's now 28 years. I've been the mayor for 12. I'm seeking re-election. Really, I feel strongly about the team that I've built here in South Salt Lake, and really want to see the continued growth and all of the cool stuff that's happening in our community. I just would really like to see that continue. So there's lots of other people in here. Is your beer available in stores?
Oh, yeah. Sure. Yeah, our beer is available in all the UVA DBC stores, liquor stores. We're available in all the Harmons in the state and Whole Foods at this point. There's a lot of little mom and pop stores, Jade Market, the store down at the Gateway, and I think they have one on Holiday, Caputo's Market, kind of little places like that as well. So we're pretty well blanketed around the city, and you can get beer to go here at the brewery to take home as well. So all the same beers that you can get at Harmons liquor stores.
Any more questions on that?
Not yet. That's the last one. I'll talk about beer all day long.
Well, how did those breakout sessions go? I know it was fast. You probably hadn't planned on it. Do any of you have any questions for us? Because unbeknownst to a couple of women that run the Women in Business Committee, I'm going to have them come up and just give you an update on everything they're doing, including Canvas for a Cause. Terry and Teresa, Terry Slaw, Teresa Bactusarova, well, and some other people on this call, they're colleagues on the Women in Business Committee. If not for them, we don't pull off strong golf tournaments, banquets, just events in general. And right now, because of COVID, really the only active, very active committee we've had, which has been phenomenal. So why don't you two come over here and just give an update on, first of all, these two are in charge of everything we do, including events like this. But I want you to hear about Canvas for a Cause, the program they've had with Promise South Salt Lake, which is one of the incredible programs that's 10, 11 years old in this community, maybe longer, I'm not sure. So, and it's a nationally recognized and award-winning program for youth and families in this community. So why don't you two come over here? I'm going over there. Thanks for tuning in.
You're going to go first. Yeah. Hi, everyone. I'm short, so we're going to turn it down a little bit. So I'm so close to being done with our website for Canvas for a Cause, which is why I'm not really pushing it out. But I'll just give you a quick overview of what we're doing. So we met with the mayor and her team, and really there's just a good-sized group of teenagers that are looking to transition to college or a career. And Kayla and Tate over there, they basically said, you know what, we could use some mentors. And so that's what we did. We pulled the women in business together. They're amazing. We grabbed a couple people from our professional network, and according to Tate and Kayla, like the kids are loving it. It's been like something that they're talking about to all their different groups. Like, I guess it's been going good. So the one thing is our end project was going to be this barrel painting project.
Yeah,
with tables. Are you serious?
No,
okay.
It's not, because they said, where can I store 20 barrels? I was like, don't do this to me again.
No, okay, we need to talk about it.
Yes, anyway.
Oh, okay. Yay, that's going to be fun. Okay, so that's pretty much it for Canvas for a Cause.
Yeah, so what we want to hear from you guys, whether it's through email, through our social media networks, or even through this chat, is where you would like to see us next. And we are definitely going to try to make this in person, so there is no technical difficulties. You're not getting kicked out of Zoom. You don't have to stare at us, but we can stare at you in person. And so if there's any place in South Salt Lake that you really care about, that you want to see as part of our upcoming events, please give them a shout out. Please let us know. You have my email, I'm quite sure, because I've been bombarding you with reminders, which I apologize for. Not really though, but I apologize for them. And so please let us know so we can do those next. We may have something at the Salt Lake Culinary Education Center. If you don't know about them, they are a pivotal business in the community. They host cooking classes. If you want to become a professional, you go there. But they're also really involved in the arts community.
I am Dan Stark. I'm drinking a West Coast IPA. I do not believe it is in a can. It's only on draft, so you have to come down here to get one.
Hello, I'm Chris. I'm the head brewer here at Level Crossing. You guys are enjoying some Suss It Out? Oh,
I wish.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Suss It Out is, that's one of my, they're all my favorites, but that is definitely one of my favorites. As a home brewer in my garage for about 13 years, that recipe was easily the one I made the most often with my friends and I. We just love the combination of the different piney and citrusy hops and how they played with the flake dry and the malted rye and the caramel rye. Just, it was this eternal quest to get the right balance of the grains and the hops, and just making beers that we wanted to drink all the time. So we made it all the time, and that beer ended up to be Suss It Out. So yeah, it's a fantastic beer, and especially for I get a lot of people who say they don't necessarily like IPAs or like hoppy beers, and I get that. And for some of those people, it's that they don't like the aggressive hop bitterness that some IPAs or West Coast IPAs can bring. But what I love about Sus especially is that it's not just like an assault of hop bitterness. It's more of the layers of hop flavor and aroma. There's a lot of depth to the hops for me in this beer, and not just like a one note bitterness. So yeah, suss it out. It's delicious. And literally was the third best rye IPA in the country from the Great American Beer Festival. So only 2 beat it, so can't go wrong. It's delicious. Any questions about it? Suss it out.
Okay, Jim.
Sorry, I've got one question here.
Oh, there's a question. Do it.
How many new to-go beers? Well, our Space Oddity, which is a hazy double IPA. You can give, that's your favorite beer in the whole wide world.
Yeah. So like I said, they're all my favorite. Sus is my current favorite because it's right in front of me. But if I had to pick, it would Space Oddity. And that's my all-time favorite. And again, it comes from my garage, brewing at home. In that, it's brewed with all space-themed hops. And there's hundreds of varieties of hops, but these in particular all have, space, themes to them. We have Orbit and Comet and Apollo, Galaxy, Strata, and Enigma. And then to top it off, it's we added about a couple 100 pounds of orange blossom honey were added as well. So it's this beautifully like floral orange citrus double IPA with space-themed hops. And yes, if I had to pick a desert island beer, that would be the one I had to pick. Well, I don't have to pick. I will pick. That is my desert island beer, and it's 8.8%. So it'll get you through those desert lonely days by yourself. But it'll be delicious at least.
Thanks, Chris. Not too often when you meet someone who's founding a brewery, do you get to meet day one? What do you call it? The head brewer, the boss of brews, master brewer. I'm sorry. It's and did you come from Salt Lake Tribune?
I did. In my former life.
Tell them what you did at the Tribune.
In my previous life, I was a newspaper photojournalist for the Salt Lake Tribune, and I was there for about 13 years, traveling the world, making pictures for the newspaper. But at the same time, I was also brewing in my garage. So it was that was the perk of traveling around the country and the world is definitely getting to try a lot of beers from all over and kind of honing in what I like to drink and then therefore what I wanted to brew at home that turned into Level Crossing. So
okay. A good friend of mine wants to make a comment in a few minutes, but first, we didn't find this out till we came here. But Mark, whom we've met, yesterday was his birthday. And he's, okay, so we are going to sing Happy Birthday where you want it. You ready?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Mark. Happy birthday to you. Thank you very much.
James, I think you want to make a comment. Come on over.
Hi, everybody. I'm a little shy, but I just wanted to say this. You've got a wonderful mayor. You've got a great Chamber of Commerce. You've got a great group of people. I've come to this community and I've found that these people are so receptive to making it better for all of us. And so chip in, stay in, and be in. And Mark, he gives me beer. So that's why I'm talking like this here. But just a great community. And this is the way you build happy families. This is what it's about, South Salt Lake. I'm slurring my words now. I've had a beer and a half. So I apologize. Thank you.
Sure.
That's called a paid political announcement. Thank you. Okay, so a lot's been thrown at you guys, and I see some people are kind of dropping off. Anything else you forgot to say?
Yeah, I did forget to say because I want to stand out in the main dining room for those of you who haven't been here and just show you just how beautiful this brewery is. And I'll just carry the computer with me and just give you the 2 cents of,
show those.
Yeah, every year, it's just my face right now, it's not so great. There's the view of the program behind you, the tanks. It's every year until was past year, we did design awards and just said, what are the newest, greatest things in South Salt Lake? And I'm just going to show you, it's still too loud here. This is an absolutely beautiful brewery. And there's the beautiful mural and the beautiful stage that we talked about. But when people ask me where to go get beer, I have a lot of places I love to go, but I always hands down recommend coming here because if you're looking for a really nice place and a classy atmosphere and a place that people really love to go, Level Crossing is it. I mean, I'm not playing favorites. I'm here today. I love everybody's beer and I love everybody's space. But this building is really remarkable. You guys have done an awesome job building like a landmark for our city. We have a landmark right next to it. Just shrink down a little, the water tower, and now we have a landmark right below. I just want to say thanks. You guys did an amazing job. Toast to that. Thank you. Cheers! Woo!
Hey.
Okay, you guys.
Any other introductions before we go? Is there anyone that wants to say anything to us?
I don't see anyone. Turn around and wrap it up, y'all.
All right, y'all.
I will say hi. That's the second time Sean Newell's joined us. Thanks, Sean. John Leverage.
Hello, everybody.
And I hate to mention names because I'm going to forget somebody because I'm looking sideways now. Go ahead.
I'll say, Christy.
Christy's there. All right, you guys. So thank you for joining us. Thank you for learning about all the great things that are happening in South Salt Lake and for how chaotic it's been. Obviously, you've seen we're so excited to just share everything with you. So keep a lookout. We're going to send a wrap-up email, hopefully with the link to this as well, and the upcoming happy hour that should be in person, so socially distanced. And so, yeah, thank you everyone for joining us. Have a wonderful day. Bye, guys. Everyone.